Okay, welcome back everyone. I'm not actually at the plot today. I'm in the back garden. We've got a lot of rain showers today, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of potting up in the back garden and a few other chores that I've got to do. So let me just swing the camera around. Okay, one of the chores I've got today is cleaning up and sharpening these secateurs. So I was gifted a whetstone for Christmas, so I'm going to give this a try and see how it goes. What I've got to do is I've got to soak it in water for an hour. So I'll just remove this cardboard sleeve that it's in and I'll soak it in the water. Then I'll crack on with the potting on and we'll have a go at this later. Okay, so the things we're going to put on today is I'm going to put on these peppers. I think some of them are ready to get potted on. These are the red drumhead cabbages, and these are the Detroit number 2 Crimson Globe beetroots. So these are all going to get potted on. So let me do something with the camera and I'll be ready in a minute. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the red cabbage. These are the red drumhead, and these were planted on the 17th of the 2nd. So they've got a bit leggy, so I'm going to plant them in fairly deep pots. And this compost is the compost that I sifted out my compost bins on the allotment, and I've just added a little bit of perlite to it. So it's actually quite a good compost. It's got no lumps or anything in it, and let's give it a try. So you probably hear the airplanes, and that's because we are on the flight path to Exeter Airport, which is not a big deal. It's only a little regional airport. But like all brassica seedlings, you can plant them a little bit deep if they get leggy. So there you go, there's the first one. Need a tray. This tray will do it. So I was up at the allotment this morning, just dropping off a few things. But it was, the weather's been a bit miserable today, so I wasn't going to stay up there and have to keep dodging the showers. I'll just sort of come back here and do this. Even though these are going in a little deep, they are still a bit leggy, but not to worry. When I go to plant them out, I can plant them out even a little bit deeper. And it is raining a little bit as well, so I hope my camera's going to be okay. I actually found a bag full of old hats that I used to wear when I used to skydive. Well, I didn't skydive in these hats, but I used to wear them when I was at the airfield and be waiting around for the weather to improve before the planes could take off. So you might see a few more strange hats in the upcoming weeks. But they really are warm, these cabbages are good. There's sort of like small to medium size red cabbages, and yeah, I'm really, it's practically the only cabbage I grow. Rain's getting heavier. If it gets too wet, I can always go indoors. Ideally, I'd like to be planting them all that deep, but some of them are even just too long for that. Other things that I've got on the go, I've got some cauliflowers that might be ready. I've got some greyhound cabbages. The last time I looked at the greyhound cabbages, they've just started coming up, so not ready to put on yet. Give them another week. And I've got some calabrese broccoli. I also took some stew-on onions to the allotment this morning. There's this too. Yes, it is. I'm just using this pen as a dibber. I don't even know if it still writes or got any ink in it, but it works really well as a dibber. Okay, that's the first lot. That's the red drumhead cabbage. I'll just do the beetroots in these little square pots. That rain's gone down the back of my neck. So other things, I was mentioning other things. So that's the first one. Other things that are going on, I've got some pak choy at the allotment. I took out some stew-on onions today. I've got some calabrese, some greyhound, cabbage. Now let's see if I can pot the rest of these without pulling the leaves off. And as you probably saw earlier, I planted some broad beans during the week and root trainers. Still no show on them. So when you're planting out seedlings, it's a good idea to always handle the seedlings by the leaves and not the stem, because if you crush the stem or break the stem, that's it, it's game over. So I'm just using this fine compost, dipping a hole deep enough because these are a bit leggy. Once I get them out, I take the old compost off. If they do come apart easily like these ones did, then I'll separate them. Then I just put them in the hole, shake the pot so the soil falls round. Then I firm it in slightly. It doesn't have to be too firm, but just firm enough so you've got good contact. Plus, once we water them, we'll water these in later. The soil will be in good contact with the plant. So as I say, put it in, just shake it so the soil falls around and fills in the hole. A little gentle firming in. The beetroot, once it gets a little bit bigger, I'll be putting straight out into the ground. It's just a bit small at the moment, and I don't want to take any chances with slugs. So tomorrow should be a better day weather-wise. So I might go up and do prep a few more beds to get ready for planting out in the spring, and I'll also see if I can finish off my planter. It just needs the ground levelled off around it, and I'm going to put some bricks along the base so it's sitting on bricks and not sitting on the damp earth. But yeah, we're still not out of the woods yet. We're still having frosts here. We had frost during the week, so some of these plants will be able to take a frost, no trouble. But I'm not in a rush to put them all out yet. I mean, this is what I said about beetroot seeds being a cluster of seeds where you can plant one seed and get, well, I got 3 seedlings from that one seed. I'll show you my peppers next. Bit of a mixed result with the peppers. Yes, I'm getting some plants now, but I did have to resow quite a lot of the seedlings. For some reason I don't know what happened to them. Actually, I'm glad it's raining today and I'm not at the allotment, because it's just the right time to get this job done. Oh yeah, there it is. What I'll do is I shall set myself a reminder to resow more of these seeds at the end of the month, and that way I can try and get a little bit of successional growing. So there you go, Detroit 2 Crimson Globe. Okay, so these are my sweet peppers. I'm going to plant them in these. I got these from Wellcourt just before it, supposedly closed down. I was in town there on Monday, and lo and behold, the Wellcourt in Exeter is still trading. Just get this label off. So I've numbered these all up so I can tell what they are. Number 1 is Anaheim. Number 2 is King of the North. So let's get these started. So I'm just going to try and plant these up to the first leaves. Okay, that's number 1. Right, I've got 4 number 1s. I might have to stop and make labels for these because I don't want them getting mixed up. These were quite good last year, quite good crop off these, and they're supposed to be a hot pepper, but they were so mild that we just used them as sweet peppers. Need a tray. I don't think I'm going to have enough of these pots. I've got plenty of other pots in the shed. Yeah, I think I'm going to definitely invest in some proper grow lights for next year. Try and stop all my plants going really Lego. Right, that's the Anaheim done. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this on speed, crack on, and I'll speed things up and I'll show you the results at the other end. Okay, well that's all the seedlings done so far. I've got about 15 beetroots, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 red drumhead cabbages, and I've got an assortment of sweet peppers down there by the bins. So I'm just going to take the camera in now, have a cup of coffee, because it is raining, and I'll show you. I've got some lettuce seedlings in the house, but they're not big enough to put on yet. In fact, some of these peppers weren't big enough to put on yet, but I thought I'll just do them while I've got everything else out. So I'll show you the lettuce that I've got inside. Okay, so these are the lettuces that I'm growing. This one's here is mustard red dragon. Quite a good germination rate on that. This one's a bit slow. This is black seeded Simpson, and this one is Lola Rosa, which there's a few coming up, but yeah, there's a lot of empty spaces there. But they were just planted midweek, so we'll give them a chance. These are getting a bit leggy, so they might have to get potted on soon. But that's the lettuces.